The Red Sox number one prospect looks poised to be even better this year than he was in 2023. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. One of the biggest storylines within the Red Sox nation over the last 2 years has been the emergence of Roman Anthony. He has quickly become the Red Sox number one prospect, according to SoxProspects.com. And the question everyone has going into this season is, can he do it again, right? Last year, he sort of had this emergence type season where he became this number one prospect. What does he look like in 2024? And will that success sustain? Well, right now, at least very early on this season, it looks like that success is entirely attainable, and maybe even a step above that is what we're going to see from Roman Anthony this year. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about why I think Roman Anthony could be better this year than he was last year, what that means, and what this all means for the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, I do want to give a massive thank you to each and every one of you. Last night, this channel hit 10,000 subscribers, a feat 1 year ago I did not think was possible. I'm unbelievably grateful for the community that we have built together on this channel, and I just flat out can't thank you guys enough. We are going to be celebrating 10,000 subscribers this week. It's going to be on our Thursday opening day live stream. We're doing some giveaways for both members and non-members in those streams, so should be a ton of fun. But again, I just wanted to give a huge, unbelievably massive thank you to each and every one of you who have supported this channel over the last couple of years. It truly does mean a lot. Thank you all very much for clicking on this video. Let's get into it. Roman Anthony set the bar really high for himself in 2023, having played throughout 3 different leagues in the Red Sox minor league system, mainly coming from that high A area where he had a ridiculous 294 average, a 412 on base percentage, and a 543 slug with 12 home runs, which was good for a 164 WRC plus, meaning that he was about 64% more productive at the plate than the average hitter in high A baseball. He also finished the year at the AA level, where he's most likely going to start the year in 2024. Last year, he was able to keep up the pace there, hitting 343 with a 477 on base percentage, and again a 543 slug, which was good for a 185 WRC plus, or about 85% more productive at the plate than the average hitter in the game. What last season allowed Roman Anthony to do from a national scale is go from the Red Sox number 11 prospect, according to SoxProspects.com, to all the way to the number one prospect in their system by the end of this season. It also had Roman Anthony going from a completely unranked prospect to one of the top 50 prospects in the entire sport, according to basically every single publication. He really made a name for himself last year, and I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, Corbin, how in the world is Roman Anthony going to get better this year than what we saw last year? That feels entirely impossible, right? Feels like this is what we'd hope Roman Anthony is going to look like as he goes through the rest of his minor league career. And to some degree, you're absolutely right. But there are ways in which he can get better, and so far we're seeing early signs of that, and it starts with Miguel Bleis. Miguel Bleis came into camp this year gaining a whole lot of muscle mass, right? We made an entire video about it last week. Well, I don't know what they're feeding these guys down in Fort Myers, but Roman Anthony is doing the exact same thing, because going into 2023, Roman Anthony was listed at 6'2", 200 pounds. Coming into 2024, Roman Anthony is listed at 6'2", 220 pounds. It's a 20-pound increase in basically essentially pure muscle. And Roman Anthony has always been a pretty hard hitter, right? He's always had that above average power that he was able to inject into games, especially to the opposite field, where last year he had about 14 home runs between 3 different leagues. But adding this weight will allow that power to translate to in-game results a whole lot easier without having to make it a main focus and take away from his other strengths, which is what made him such a great prospect to begin with. He doesn't need to focus on injecting more power into his game because it's now going to come a bit more naturally because of this weight gain. Roman Anthony adding more power to what we saw last season could be a really scary thing to basically anyone who isn't in the Red Sox system or is a Red Sox fan. But if you don't think that is enough to convince you that he could be even better in 2024, he also made some adjustments to his swing. Specifically, he added bat speed, which again, in combination with added muscle mass, could make him a deadly force at the plate. This spring, we're already seeing what that could possibly look like. He's only appeared in a couple of games for the Boston Red Sox, 3 to be specific, but luckily for us, just so happened that one of those 3 games had StatCast available for it. Now, they don't do this for every spring training game. They sort of pick and choose, and in this one particularly, Roman Anthony was playing for the Sox. In that game, he hit a baseball 110 miles an hour, which would put him right around the same category in terms of exit velocity as Tristan Casas last year, whose maximum exit velocity was just 3 miles an hour faster at 113.2. The difference between Tristan Casas and Roman Anthony is the fact that Tristan Casas is a Major League Baseball player and Roman Anthony is a 20-year-old prospect, right? He was hitting baseballs harder than O'Neal Cruz was hitting baseballs this spring. That is a really, really intriguing sign. And when you put that together with the rest of the tools that he already has in his arsenal, it becomes a pretty clear picture as to why many are thinking there is another level for Roman Anthony to reach here, and it could look really, really impressive. Because if you think about it and you combine the bat speed and the newly acquired muscle mass that could translate to in-game power with the rest of his skills, plate approach, because throughout minor league baseball, this has sort of been Roman Anthony's MO, right? Last season in high A, again, where he spent most of his time, he had a 16.3% walk rate to a 30.6% strikeout rate. He was basically, every time he would go up to the plate, if you strike it out, he was striking out 2 times and walking once, which is a pretty decent ratio. Specifically, once you get to Major League Baseball, the 30% is slightly concerning. That is a lot of swing and miss, but when you have that level of production, when you're making contact with the baseball, it can be pretty forgiving. Then you add in the fact that he is able to essentially command that strike zone. His swing and misses aren't coming in terms of chasing outside of the zone. His swing and misses are coming on pitches inside of the zone, and he is still able to take his walks and understand what to swing at and what not to swing at such a young age. That is an extremely important factor to him being a successful hitter. Now he's sort of got every tool, right? He's sort of unlocking infinity stones here. He's got the plate awareness that he's always sort of had, right? He's always sort of made that a highlight of his game. He's got the contact ability, although there is some swing and miss for sure. This is something that should be getting better as he gets older, and obviously that bat speed is going to make it a whole lot easier to get to baseballs that maybe he wasn't able to get to last season. And then you got the power as well, and all of a sudden you've got basically everything you need to be an insane hitter at the plate. On top of that too, he's got pretty average speed, which average isn't a bad thing when it comes to quickness. He's still able to snag a base here and there, and he's still pretty solid defensively with a decent arm. Whether or not he sticks in center field is probably more of a question of who is performing at the big league level rather than what Roman Anthony is doing. And to me, this is all really, really exciting stuff, because if he can improve on the bat speed and the muscle mass and really sort of get himself to that next level, you're talking about not only one of the most dynamic players in the Red Sox organization, you're talking about one of the most dynamic prospects in all of baseball. Honestly, it's a pretty big year for Roman Anthony in 2024. Last year, he came into the season, not a ton of expectations put on him, right? He was an 11th overall prospect, which is still pretty highly rated within the Red Sox system. Don't get me wrong, but it's also not a top 5, certainly not a top 1. Now going into 2024, after the season that he had that I don't really think anyone truly expected, at least to the level that he performed at, he's got to prove to everyone that this isn't just a one-year thing. This is something that he's going to be able to do and continue to develop over the next coming years. I absolutely think he has the ability to do this, considering, in my opinion, he's got all the natural tools to be able to continue to do this at the highest level, but he also has a work ethic to get there, right? I don't know Roman Anthony personally, but from everything we have heard about who this guy is at just 19 years old, he absolutely understands what he has to do, who he is, and what it's going to take to get there. And that is really, really great, especially to see out of someone at just 20 years old. So yeah, I think Roman Anthony has the ability to be even better than he was in 2023. What that looks like, I have no idea, right? If he's almost 100% better at the plate, it could be really scary if he gets even slightly better than that. I do think even if he's really good in 2024, the Red Sox probably wait until 2025 to really bring him up to the major league level. My hope this season is that Roman Anthony puts himself in a position where going into 2025, he's fighting for an opening day roster spot. Whether that be, hey, we're going to give you a tiny little taste of Red Sox baseball at the end of 24, maybe in September, or whether that be, hey, you've done enough where you've made it up to AAA to have a good enough sample size where your next stop in 2025 is going to be with the Major League Club in spring training and making the team out of spring training, which would be absolutely ideal for not only Roman Anthony, but the Red Sox as well, who have essentially placed all of their bets on the Red Sox farm system, right? If they don't work out, the Red Sox could be in a bit of trouble here. And to have a guy like Roman Anthony and Miguel Blaze, to be honest with you, both of them coming into camp looking better than they've looked throughout their minor league career so far and ready to take that next step and prove to everyone that this is where they're meant to be is a really, really exciting thing. And I just can't wait to watch it unfold. Obviously, this is a prospect I'll be watching really closely this year, but I want your opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? What do you think about Roman Anthony getting stronger and increasing his bat speed going into 2024? Do you think he could be better than he was in 2023? And what does that look like to you? Plus, if you're the Red Sox, are you looking to bring up Roman Anthony this year, or are you waiting until 25 or 26? Let me know all your thoughts on Roman Anthony in the comment section down below. Once again, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I truly cannot put into words what it means to me that we got there even before opening day. It really, really, truly means everything to me, and I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.